Hi, Deacon Ed McCormick here. I'm away from the parish this weekend, but I wanted to post a brief video about the Feast of the Ascension that we celebrate this Sunday. Now, if you read that story literally, it sounds like Jesus is somehow beaming up, floating up off the planet. And if you operate from the assumption that heaven is up here and earth is down here, that will also lead you to think that he's leaving the planet. But if you think of heaven and earth as intersecting, as two dimensions within the one creation, and if the heavenly dimension is actually the interior dimension of the visible creation, then the ascension is Jesus entering bodily into the heart of creation. And now he is not limited to one location, but is present and in touch with all of creation. The second thing is this: in the ancient Roman world, it was common for emperors to be depicted after their death as ascending to the heavens, and therefore being divine and in the divine realm. What the New Testament, especially Luke and the Acts of the Apostles, is saying by Jesus' ascension is that he is the true emperor. He is the true king of the world. Not only that, but Jesus goes into the heavenly dimension bodily with his risen body, and therefore he's connecting these two dimensions of creation. He's connecting our dimension with the heavenly dimension. And since we live in him and he in us, we are now in touch with, connected with the heavenly dimension. And for those of us whose loved ones have died, Jesus becomes the connection between us here in this visible earthly dimension and Jesus in the heavenly dimension with our loved ones. He's the connection between us and them. This is the communion of saints. And so we are then connected to all those who have died and gone before us through Christ. And one last thing that's really important here: because Jesus now is with us and we're in him and he is connected to the heavenly dimension, we can be fed by his life. We can live from that divine life and therefore live a different kind of life, have different kinds of relationships, create different kinds of communities and institutions. We can live out of the same kind of relationship that he shares with the Father. One of peace and justice and truth, one of a constant sharing of love and life. So a few reflections on the meaning of the Ascension while I visit Cambridge.